Good morning and welcome to Kyoto Imperial Palace. Now it's going to be a very special morning and I'm here early because I've got tickets to get into the Imperial Palace gardens. Now anybody can apply for these tickets. It's the same with the Imperial Palace in Tokyo. You apply for these tickets online, you have to fill out all these forms, name, address, occupation, they want to know all sorts of things about you. And you basically get put into this pot, and if you're lucky you can go on one of these guided tours, which are absolutely free. You can take the risk and turn up on the day and try to get one of these tickets, which they do allow, but I think they sell out really quickly, and that just depends how many people have pre-registered before you've come. So it's always wise to apply for these tickets before you actually come to Japan, if I were you. So just waiting to go in, but I'm just admiring the grounds around here at the moment. I mean, there's several of these walled areas here, which is just so vast. I mean, there's one here behind me. There's one over there, which is, I think, is the actual Imperial Palace over this way. So, yeah, they're just absolutely huge, and you can see inside there's some huge trees knocking around in there, and I'm sure that the gardens in there are absolutely incredible. So that's what I've come here for. Now, you're not actually allowed inside the palace itself. That's the same in Tokyo as well. You can't go into the palace. Obviously, that's for the Japanese emperor and all the hierarchy here in Japan. So, but that would have been amazing, wouldn't it? Be able to go in them sort of places as well. But just the gardens alone on a beautiful day like this, I'm sure going to be absolutely amazing. So I'm super excited for this. And it's such a beautiful morning as well. So yeah, we're going to go in a bit. Just waiting for the security guard to give us the nod, and we'll see what we got. Wow, I gotta say that was just the most incredible garden setting I've ever been to in my life. I thought it was going to be good, but I had no idea it'd be that beautiful with that pond, and just the setting there was just absolutely amazing. I'm tingling with goosebumps. That's what it kind of done to me in there, just how gorgeous it was. Yeah, if you come into Japan, book that up. Go to the Imperial Palace in Tokyo as well. I'm sure that's equally just as beautiful. If you're in Kyoto, make sure you go there, and you will not be disappointed. As our guide was saying, he was a really funny guy. Spoke little to hardly any English at all. We had to wear a headset in there, and all of our group was all Japanese. But even he was saying, like, everywhere else you go here in Kyoto is just absolute carnage, with tourists at all the shrines, all the other temples, but there it's all very controlled. There's only about 30 people in your group, and it doesn't get overtaken by all the tourists and just overwhelmed. It's such a beautiful setting. Go and do it. Right, breakfast time, and then I'm going to another temple. Got many more temples left in me. right. I am fully fed, stocked, ready to hit another temple. Just went to the Panel Cafe, which is just at the end of the street here. It's in Gion. It's a place that I found on social media. It's gone viral on social media, quite rightly so. I mean, it was absolutely delicious. It really was amazing. If you're ever in the Gion district, definitely go in there and have something to eat. But some people have been saying like Japanese food over here is quite expensive. Gosh, I can't see where they get that from. Some places are probably a bit more expensive than others. But for that meal for Joanna and I, she had pancakes, I had pancakes. We had 2 large iced coffees and a side dish of chicken and chips just because it looked really nice. But yeah, for that meal altogether, it come to £20, English pounds, 20 English pounds. Bargain. Right, so I'm about to explore another temple. Just heading up to the Ginkakuji Temple, which is on the northeast of the city, and it's one of the highly recommended ones. So I'm going to go in there, check it out, and hopefully get some good photographs. I'm sure this is going to be absolutely amazing. Gotta say, when you got places like this, you don't have to try very hard to get a good photograph. I mean, this place is unbelievable. The gardens are just absolutely pristine. Look at that. Oh, so beautiful. Even over here, this side. That's what's great about some of these temples. You get these little walkways here, and it just keeps the tourists all in one spot, and you walk along them, and you can just pick compositions out of the woodland. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Some red leaves coming through there from autumn. Just the light creeping in on the floor over there. It really breaks up that harsh light on this really strong sunlight day. Stunning. I've got to get this shot again. I mean, look at it. I've got to show you this. Similar to the Imperial Palace earlier. All the moss. All this area is grassy looking area. It's all moss. And that's a sign of basically a really healthy garden. I mean, it is just absolutely pristine. Look at this old tree here. Look at that. I mean, the roots on it. And it's so cool to see some of these trees around here, like the roots are showing. There, you got a little tree over there, the roots are showing. In this one. So peaceful. I mean, every turn here. I mean, these little roots coming, winding their way into the sea. Just makes for such a great shot every time. And because it's quite thick vegetation, you can almost block out the tourists from the other path by timing it right. I mean, that water looks good enough to drink. It really does. Oh, I'm gonna have to get a shot here. Look at all this. God, these temples just keep on giving, don't they? I mean, now it's just absolutely beautiful. Again, I feel so lucky to be able to experience these things with the Imperial Palace this morning, the Kinkakuji there, which is a really highly recommended temple to come and see here. And it's on the northeast of the city, so it's about a half-hour bus drive from kind of like the centre of Gion. Not far at all. Most places around here, you've got to catch the bus anyway. It's all buses, to be fair. But yeah, that's just, I mean, you can get through these temples really quickly as well, but take your time in them. But all of them, you've got like this one path that's just kind of like leads you way through the whole temple, and basically the flow of tourists just go with the flow, and then along the way you can just go and capture photographs, and you just go with the flow. And hour and a half, and you'll probably be out of most of them. They don't particularly want people lingering, I don't think, because there's so many thousands of people visiting these places every single day. But they're very affordable to get into, £2.50 English pounds. I mean, snap your hand off, you know. I mean, it's amazing how they can, well, when you've got thousands of tourists flocking in, I mean, I'm sure they earn so much money doing it, but it's just an absolute pleasure to go in them and be able to photograph them as well. Beautiful. I reckon I've got another temple in me today. Keep these temples coming. So we've got a chestnut cream puff here. It's still warm because it's chestnut season. Then this is the thing to have at the moment, apparently. Looks nice. Let's have a go. .9 easily. Standard kind of Japanese score here. 9.5s, all in the 9s. Food's that good. All right, so I'm just heading down to the Ninzanji temple, which is south of the Jinkanzi temple, where we were just at. And it's not very far, it's only about 20 minutes on the bus, and these two are quite good to tie in together from what I see, because the Ninzanji temple is probably going to be equally as amazing from what I've heard and read. So we're going to go down there and see what it's all about, but as the day's going, I'm sure it's going to be absolutely spectacular. But these ones are good ones to tie in because they're relatively close together, and instead of like tracing across to the other side of the city, which could take up to 45 minutes to an hour to get over there. So utilize your time by trying to probably do these two at once, I would. So we're going to head down there now. Got about a 5-minute walk, and I'm going to get in there, do some more exploring. Been into the main building up there, and it's beautiful. Very strict, you're not allowed to take pictures of certain areas in there, and I mean quite rightly so in some areas, because they are just absolutely beautiful. When you walk in, there's this little tea room, traditional Japanese tea room. You got to take your shoes off as soon as you get in there, and you've got to wear slippers. And in this tea room, in the backdrop, you've got this little woodland and this waterfall down the back in the back window there. I mean, it was stunning, you know. No wonder they don't want people taking pictures in there, because everybody would be queuing up a mile down the road to get that picture, and it would go viral over Japan, that picture, for somebody just sat there having a little moment in that quiet room with the little woodland there and the waterfall in the backdrop. it would have made a hell of a picture. I noticed one lady in there was in there relaxing. She got her phone out and whipped out a photo, but I ain't going to do that. I'm here to respect the place, you know. I don't want to cause any upset. So we're just going to get around and see what else there is to see around here. Seems to be quite a popular spot, this. It's an old waterway. It's like a channel of water running along here. Not quite sure where that goes, but this way it comes from a water source, like a lake near up the river as such. It's about a 5-minute walk. But it's a really popular spot for people here to take photographs. It's quite nice actually. Just got a couple of shots of Joanna for her. But I'll go down here now and check out this other temple. Look at this. Beautiful. We're getting it all wrong in the UK as well. And look at the roof work on this. Look at the tiling on that. That's very traditional across Japan. See these types of roofs. I think they're absolutely beautiful. Nobody does a roof like Japan. Oh, didn't even see this. Didn't even see this coming. Check this out. It's a great shot, that. It's the money shot right there. Got some nice light coming in now as well. Probably about an hour off sunset now, so you're getting some nice light coming in. But that is me done in here. All right, that's the Nanzenji temple done. Fantastic again. Amazing architecture, some amazing rooms. Got to take your shoes off in a lot of them and wear slippers. Kind of very traditional Japanese rooms and a couple of beautiful Zen gardens. Oh, just amazing, especially that room with the waterfall. Just go there to see it. Can't show it on there, but go there to see it. It's amazing. That's for me now. I'm going to head back to my hotel because I'm going out for dinner tonight to somewhere pretty special. It's going to be amazing, I hope. All right, big night tonight. Going for dinner. Now, I'm down here in the Gion district and there's some very nice restaurants around here. In fact, Japan holds record for having the most Michelin star restaurants. I think they've got over 600 Michelin star restaurants around Japan by itself. And I'm going to one just here called Gion Matayoshi. He holds 2 Michelin stars. Never been to a Michelin star restaurant before, but I'm a big foodie and I absolutely can't wait for this. This is going to be an incredible experience for me, and I'm a bit nervous as well, but I'm just super excited. I'm going to get in there, but you're not allowed to take pictures in there apparently, and you just go in there and enjoy the experience. I'm not even allowed to wear perfume. I've been told we're not allowed to wear perfume in there, and that's because the scent of perfume might interfere with like the aromas that are coming off like the food and things like that. That's how serious this is. So super excited. It's going to be an amazing experience. Joanna and I have just got out of Gion Matayoshi's restaurant after 3 hours, and honestly, it was the most incredible culinary experience I've ever had in my life. I mean, the food, the service, the experience was just, I can't even put it into words. It was just amazing. They even put us in our own private room. We had tasted different sake and blew my head off. I've definitely had a few in there. I had a couple of beers as well, but the quality of the food was just incredible. The skill, as you'd expect in Japanese cuisine, you know, it's got to be the finest in the world in some regards, and that place just absolutely blew my mind. If you ever come to Japan, go and do one of these Michelin star experiences. I've heard it from numerous people. If you can do it, do it, and you certainly won't regret it. It's just an incredible all-round experience, and it just sums up an end to a perfect day here in Kyoto. And it's strange because Joanna and I were saying, as we were coming in to the end of the meal, we were thinking, imagine if we see a geiko walking by as we walk out of here in Gion, and lo and behold, walk out in the restaurant, and there's a geiko there. So we just like froze and just like completely like walked by her. But it was just an incredible experience to see her, and it was amazing. The staff at the end of the restaurant were all waiting out by the door for us, and the main man himself was there, Matayoshi. Shook our hand, got to meet him, had a picture, and that was the end of it. But I'm going to go off and explore now the evening and walk off this meal. See you later.